Stay. Sit. Hello. Anyone there? Let's wait until you guys start coming on. I hope you're all well if you're hearing this. And yeah. So, you on there? Leave a comment if you want to. So, I guess I've got to wait for people to show up. Well, I wonder if anyone's going to show up. This will be interesting. So far, nobody's on. But give it time. I'm on. So, yeah, let's see what happens. I don't know if anyone's hearing this yet, but today I've been doing a course, second ever 2-week course, and it's all to do with some factory work that I might get out of this. So yeah, so let's just. Anyone joining me yet? Just mention it on my Facebook and my Twitter and my Get Here. I hope you guys join me. I'll stay for at least 10 minutes if no one shows up. I'm hoping some people do. And let's just see if I can do this. So, if you're listening, let me know. Leave a comment. I don't know because it's showing there's nobody showing up, but let's have leave it a few minutes because trying to see how this goes. I wonder. So far, I've been on here for 4 minutes and 45 seconds, and no one's come on. So yeah, I guess it might take a bit of warming up. Yeah, so let me know what you think. I'm going to get my phone, see if I can come out on Twitter. So, yeah, so far, no one's shown up. So come and join me, guys. Let me know what you guys are doing. Let's have a chat. So far, it's showing up as nobody's on there, and I've got one oddly marked. But yeah, come and chat with me, guys. I got something to tell you. Oh, just saw that former Soviet Union President Gorbachev dies. That's what it said on Twitter. Yeah, Mikhail Gorbachev has died. Anyway, where are you guys? Be interesting. Almost 10 minutes, no one shut up. Anyway, I'll stay on till it reaches 20 minutes. I just sent a message out on WhatsApp, so hopefully people are going to start seeing. I got my dog anyway, he wants to go out, she's whimpering for a walk. I don't know if you can hear that, but she's whimpering for a walk. Ellie, on your bed, move. Come on. Sit. There she is. Pasturing for a walk, I think. Sit. Now, seems like even though I promoted this on Twitter and so forth, it seems I'm not getting any responses. So I've said the word out on Facebook, WhatsApp. Anyone? Or am I just talking to myself? I wonder. Yeah, done the time. So if you're seeing this, leave a comment. I don't know if this is actually getting anywhere. I think I'm not getting anyone onto my live stream. So this could be a bit tricky. So it could be embarrassing. I don't know. So look, if you want to chat, say leave a comment below. I'd like it. Once it hits 20 minutes and no one's shown up, then I will give up. So if you want to come and chat, I'm not worth talking to. I'll take the hint. Anyway. So, what's going on, people? I got shows up 2 people I know said they'd talk thingy, but on mine it's showing up as nobody's here. What's going on? You Jake? Oh, it's just a notification for another video, and thought for a moment someone. Right, tweeting out. If you're on Twitter, I'm tweeting out on twitter.com/deanporter. So, yeah. Getting more notifications for videos. So anyway, come and chat with me, guys. I love a conversation with you all. If you are out there, let me know. It seems like nobody's actually paying an ounce of attention at the moment. So let me know. I'd love to hear what you think. What should we talk about whilst no one's here? Nothing. So anyway, guys, I don't know if this is worth doing, but it seems so at the moment not to be. I seem to not be getting any response. So I'm gonna give it another give it till 30 minutes because I've sent out a few tweets. Well, hello. Seems someone's joined me. If you've joined me, leave a comment so I know who you are. Have a little chat if you want. I can't see any comments, so yeah. It's, welcome to the channel. I thought I'd just come and just try out live streaming. I borrowed a laptop, so thought I'd try it. So whoever's watching right now, let me know who you are. I'd love it to know who you are. So yeah, hope you're doing all right. So yeah, I don't know what to say. So I was almost on the verge of giving up because after 20 minutes of nobody showing up, my dog also wants a walk. She's whinging for a walk. But yeah, so it's yeah. So let me leave a comment in the comment section so I know you are, and I'll gladly interact with you if you wish to. And yeah, so let's see if we can get this up. By the way, can you actually like, if you're still watching, can you like the video? So I've currently got 2 likes. I'd like it if I could get a few more. So yeah, let me know. So yeah. Let's see what they're doing here. I mean, so far for 20 minutes, getting one viewer is actually quite good. I'm surprised, given that I didn't think I would get any viewers. So yeah, it's so anyway, I don't know. I'm lost for words because I was waiting for about 20 minutes. I thought, no, oh, you've gone. Oh, well. I like the video. Let's see if I can get. Hi, Soda. How are you? Hope you're well. I don't know if you're still. Oh, give over. Fucking hell. Hope you're well, Soda, if you're there. Um, great to see you. I presume that's you because you just left a comment. I hope you're well. If you're still there, let me know. Let's see. I'm gonna presume maybe you're not because hmm. I'm doing all right, Soda. I hope you're doing well. Um, what part of the world are you from, Soda? I hope. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's. I couldn't resist that little joke. It is. I was actually didn't see. Realize they had sold that football shirt there. So yeah, it was made me giggle. Couldn't resist. Um, so yeah, it was. I'm surprised I haven't got any grief from Arsenal fans as a result of that. So yeah, that made me giggle. Um, so yeah, that I couldn't resist that really. Are you a football fan? I feel feel a little lost for words because um, I'm not sure what to talk about. To be honest, we're only getting quite a few likes. We've got almost 10 likes for the review, but I've got only one person on the um, channel and such. So I don't know if you're still there. Uh, Somehow the humour managed to get me. I I tried to remain polite in my humour, but I also tried to be try and find the right sort of like middle ground so that people know it's a joke and they know it's not malicious. So yeah, that's what I try to do because it's yeah, it's um yeah. So I just try and be on the right side of humour so people get that, you know. So what do you do, Soda? If you don't mind me asking. Um, but yeah, it's so. Do you currently work or anything like that? Strangely, the number of views are. Yeah, I've got that book, the book called Harmonica for Dummies. Of recent times, I haven't really been focusing on it, so I haven't really read it. I know the author's a really good harmonica player, and he knows his stuff. But yeah, so he seems to know. And the sort of level of that I'm at is really basic. Um, so I could do with like practicing more. My income level at the moment is pretty low, so at the moment I can't afford some tutors. But um, yeah, it is. Also, I'd like to be good at. I know that the breathing patterns that I have, the capabilities at the moment, need working on. I think that's down to the fact that I'm a bit on the overweight side, but I think I'm working on that. So yeah, it's. But yeah, so that's But I haven't had real serious time to um, really focus on reading any book, let alone one that's supposed to be really popular and good. So yeah, do you play the harmonica? I, I'm I'm not sure if I haven't been on watching many sort of harmonica videos of late, so it's hard to tell really. What other people do. Um, so yeah, it's but yeah, I don't know if you're still there, Soda. If you are, be interesting to know what you do. So yeah, um, I saw you do several harmonicas related to Facebook. Oh yeah, I use the Facebook groups to try and promote some of the views, to try and promote the videos because obviously the purpose of doing YouTube is you trying to get views. I know it sounds cynical, but it's also, um, I guess, you don't post things up to get no views whatsoever. But that being said, I put it also on the Facebook groups because I know there's quite a few people who are on there right now who know what they're talking about, and they tend to give good feedback. Um, like any group, you get the odd one or two people who just either be malicious or who don't know what they're talking about and just make some up. And yeah, but no, I don't get drawn into those sort of people. I just think, you know what, let them. But generally, I focus on those who actually know what they're talking about, and yeah, so that way I kind of get some sort of feedback by people who know what they're talking about, and then it's good to interact with those people, because I like learning from those who do. So yeah, it's um, but yeah, so it's you know, well, I appreciate you viewing, and I appreciate you subscribing and all that. I mean, it's one of those things where um, I don't do it to try and get rich and famous. I just do it for joy. Um, I don't think anyone's really become rich and famous by a small handful of people. But the purpose of me doing it isn't for well, don't get me wrong, we all need money, but to be able to pay bills and so forth. But I think I don't know. There has to be more to it than actually just doing it for money. So that's why I do it for joy. It's just just to be able to sort of I know that I'm only entry level sort of like level in terms of the capabilities, but I think if I could do always learn and improve, that's always good. Um, so yeah, I do it with the sole intent of trying to make sure that I do something constructive with my time, and that way I can then turn around and say it's rather than sort of like denigrating and bad mouthing and all that sort of thing. Yeah, but yeah. So, um, well, I mean, it's I don't think I'm an expert, but I think it's just like I say, it's just for joy. It's not something I think I'm going to be the world's best or that you know. I just do it for joy. And if, I know there's a lot of YouTubers who do harmonica who are well and truly far superior to me um, in their ability to play the harmonica. So really, it's something I like doing. Um, so yeah, it's um, that's the thing. I think people. I don't know. Some people tend to get a bit caught up with things that they shouldn't be caught up with, and just learn that sometimes simple pleasures, you know. Um, so called that. I won't say that word. I don't want to get banned on me. But yeah, I am well. Thank you for asking. But I can't say your name, your channel name, because it's a bit rude. But thank you for asking. Um, so yeah, that's quite an interesting name. So yeah, it's. But yeah, um, that is a good name, isn't it? I got a few subscribers who have very funny names. Um, and I wonder if they'll comment on my videos. But yeah, so there's quite a few who are on my channel who subscribes. But yeah, let's see if they comment. It'd be funny because some of them have amazing names. Yeah, so but yeah, it'd be interesting. So I think so yeah, that's says I got oddly enough. It says that I've got. Let's have a look. I got supposedly two watchers. Oh no, one watching got 19 likes. I wonder how that works. So yeah, I don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining, but I just wonder how that works. So yeah. But anyway, let's just see if what. So anyway, if you got a question, feel free to ask. If you got anything that's you want me to chat about, let me know. I'll be quite happy to chat. I got no idea how it is possible to have more like than short view count. I don't know. That's baffling to me. Yeah, I that is weird. I'm in the same boat as you, Dad. I do find that is strange. One watching, but yet now it's 21 likes. I don't. Whether there's a glitch or whether what I don't know. That is baffling. You'd think that the channels tend to be more people on um, than um, than actual um, likes. That tends to be the general norm rather than the other way around. So yeah, it's a bit strange that one. So yeah, it's I don't know what to make of that. Um, yeah, let's reply to that tweet. So yeah, Yeah, we'll see. I'm no good at maths, but even I know that much. You supposedly have more people watching and commenting than you do have likes, generally speaking. So yeah, I don't know what to think really. So who knows? So, hey buddy, are you bringing sexy back? Question marks. No, I'm not bringing sexy back. Have you not seen this ugly face? But yeah, it's talking of funny names. So that one's got a funny name. The Village Idiot BPL. Oh, yeah, there you go. Uh, I'm gonna presume you're from Blackpool with that BPL. Um, so yeah, that is bizarre. But yeah, so anyway, I haven't got my harmonica today. It's I'm at some place, and I didn't bring it with me, so I would have played a little bit, but given it's not here, um, it's just one of those things, and you know, yeah, just got a reply to WhatsApp. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, but anyway, I thought I'd hear some harmonica and like. Unfortunately, my harmonica isn't with me at the moment. Um, I'd love to be able to play it, but it's just I don't have it. It's yeah, it is just a bit of an unfortunate thing, but it is what it is. So yeah, it's yeah, I'd love to be able to say that I could play right now, but it's um yeah, just get a few message. Yeah, but yeah, so let's but yeah, so. It's maybe next time. I think really I've got to get better at playing. It's what I kind of like doing little videos and then making sure that I master that. Well, even though they're very basic songs, being able to master them to some degree or another, even though I'm not brilliant and I know I can improve. Um, but being able to sort of master those videos because that way, but rather than actually go live and you hear me in my unedited version. And I did put up a couple of times when I did busk many years ago, a couple of years ago. I think it was, well, I think last time I busked was before the pandemic. So we're talking what, 2.5, 3 years ago. That was nervous, especially the first time. That was it was something that I'm not comfortable with anyway. But it was to do it a couple of times. It was nervous. Um, One person, because I took my dog with me. She is right now where you see this. You can well to the to my left of the camera, to the computer that I'm on, which is a borrowed computer. Um, so yeah, right. I think this camera reverses the camera, but yeah. Um, but yeah, to my left is where the dog's sleeping right now. But because this is someone else's place, I don't want to turn the camera around and show breach their privacy. You know, that's why I'm right in the corner where there's nothing you can see. Um, so I don't show anything that is theirs or breach their privacy. But basking was, I'd love to really. One of my big ambitions is to travel around the world, and that's why I'd love to learn a smaller instrument that rather than um, a big old instrument. And then that way, if I ever need to, I can whip it out and busk and then be good at it and then just make a bit of short cash if I ever did get short. But yeah, I did like doing that. It was fun. Um, so yeah, but it was also very nerve wracking. But I did have one guy who came up to me and thought I was begging because of my dog was with me. Um, so yeah, it was one of those things that was really bizarre. It was for me a bit random, but it was a bit unnerving because I am not a particularly confident person. Um, but I think it was nice to be able to say that. Yeah, it was a nice experience, but it was also a very nerve wracking experience because I'm not a particularly confident person. Um, and I do suffer with confidence and self esteem and stuff like that. So yeah, for me it was interesting. But it took the first time I was going to try it was I was in a place called Cleveley's, which is just up the road from Blackpool. I rode there up on my bike, and as soon as I got there, that was when I lost my bottle and just thought I can't do this, and I can't, no, I can't do this, and but yeah, it was one of those things where I thought so I just ended up leaving immediately. But then I think it's the 2 or 3 times I did it. Maybe 4 times I did it was in a place called St Anne's on Sea, and once in Lytham. Hi Louise, how are you? You okay? Good to see you. And he's just beside the car thingy. But where I am right now, I can't turn the camera because, but yeah, because the guy is his place. He said yes, but don't show anything of his place. So yeah, it's so that's why I can't turn on it. But she's right. Um, right beside the laptop that I'm using, which is my friend, which is a loaned laptop. But yeah, I hope you're well, Louise. Um, but yeah, but she's just snoozing away. She isn't snoring yet, but she's snoozing. But to my left of the camera, it's sorry, to the left of um what's it the laptop I'm using is where Ellie's sleeping. So yeah, um, see if I can get her. Come here, come on. There you go. There's say hello. There you go. There you go. Hey, bless. Um, but yeah, it's so let's see what you get to be. Oh, weird people in the street when busking, don't you? I did. When I did do it, you get the odd character. You get very interesting people, but you do get some really. I'm going to say interesting because I don't want to sound denigrating, but yeah, it's you do meet some absolute unusual people who are just who may. I mean, one person it was clear they had mental health issues. One person who was he just talked about some random strange stuff, and eventually I was having to be very patient and but yeah, just I think that he wasn't getting the hints that I was actually wanting to crack on. But you do, I mean, but yeah, but with the other person who had mental health, it was just a case of being mindful and being careful around him, so you didn't trigger off a response, not for my own safety, but for his. I think that person really, I did notice that that one person had some severe mental health issues, and I didn't want to sort of like knock him or like do anything that might trigger a response, that made his situation a lot worse. But um, you do kind of just, you do get to meet. I mean, when I see buskers, I might briefly chat. I'm mindful of the fact that they want to crack on too. Um, there are, but yeah, you do. Uh, I having done it a few times, I can respect anyone who does um, sort of like do it and do it really well. You know, I've seen some amazing, talented, uh, very talented people, and yet, yeah. So it is interesting, but yeah, it's just one of those things where I think the place I'm at now, which is um, where my friend is, but he's at work at the moment, so I've been doing some stuff for him, running some errands, but fortunately we've known each other about 20 odd years. And so when I've done some work, if I need to go and pick up something from his house, he says, "There's a key," knowing full well that I'm not going to do anything wrong. But I'd love to be able to show you his place. It's really nice, but I respect his wishes, so he likes his privacy. So yeah, but yeah, so it's one thing. So yeah, just seeing, I'll see if I can tweet out a few more. Uh, let's see if I can try and encourage other people to join. Um, I thought that was another. I see these. Uh, I see. These all you've been through. Well, I mean, um, it's. I've had a few experiences doing it, but I mean, like I said, I mean, it's not all negative. I mean, you get some. I mean, when I took my dog, I had to explain to them at the time. When they thought I was homeless, and I thought because I took my dog with me, and I explained to them that I'm not homeless and that she just loves coming with me. And they go, "Oh, yeah." They were like, and I was like baffled as to why they dropped so much money. And I thought, am I coming across that way? And I thought, no, that doesn't feel like I am. But I mean, maybe I wasn't realizing that's how they saw me. So yeah, it's that's the thing. It's just really random. I'm just going to see if I can tweet more people to come and join us. Um, let's see. Right, I'm going to try and tag a few people, see if they um, see if they'll join. Bear with me. But yeah, so got any questions? Or anything you want me to talk about? Let me know. Um, hmm. Any plans on doing more busking? Maybe singing, dance, and and playing instrument. I can't sing, and you don't want to see me dancing. But yeah, it's. But I think that's if they did see if anyone saw me um, singing or dancing, I think they'd be in their right mind to try and take me off to the funny farm and say, "Have a word, have a brew, calm down, dear." But yeah, I know I can't sing. And I'm not putting myself down, but I know I'm tone deaf. Um, but yeah, so it's one of those things where I think if I don't think I don't think it's something you want to hear. So yeah, I think if you saw me, if you it's like it's just a you know how bad some people are at karaoke, and it's like really down their level. I'm just about just there, just beneath karaoke singers who are drunk and screaming rather than singing. Um, um, so yeah, but as for dancing, you don't want to see that. I think I've got granddad dancing skills. Um, so yeah, but yeah, I think if you saw me dancing, I think you'd probably run away, run a million miles away. But yeah, so it's one of those things where I think if you saw me dancing, I think you'd think, what the hell is he doing? I don't think no matter how many lessons I took, you it would improve. I think even those who on the likes of Strictly Come Dancing would look at me saying, "There's no helping you, none whatsoever." Yeah. So yeah, it's But anyway, I think it would be. I think there's probably laws against me dancing. It's that bad and singing. Uh, uh, but yeah, but just by the way, I've got another channel. If you're watching, I put a link in the video. It's called Little Buddha TV. There's about 40 subscribers. If you want to go and subscribe to that one too, you're more than welcome. I'd appreciate it. So yeah, it's one of those things where um, I'll try and put the link up so you can see it. But yeah, it's because I noticed that there's quite a few Blackpool-based YouTubers. Um, so yeah, it's. I was thinking they tend to get very popular, so I was thinking of moving possibly back up. Is it nice where you live, then? Yeah, where I live at the moment is in Wood Green, which is it's it's not. It has its issues. I mean, London has its issues in terms of crime and so forth, but you you see you may have seen on my other channel or this channel. I may have put, the videos you see. Uh, um, Yeah, I've just shared the link to my other channel called the Little Buddha, but to the Little Buddha TV. But but the thing is, when I a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, when I came out of the tube station, Wood Green, someone had got a shot. Fortunately, Ellie was indoors. But yeah, I had to make a detour, go back on the tube, go to Finsbury Park, and then from Finsbury Park get a train to Bowles Park or Bowles, whatever Green, or whatever it is. And but yeah, so it was. But I was thinking with that YouTube channel called the Little Buddha TV of like maybe thinking of going back to Blackpool, getting it because what I'm paying right now is just ridiculous. I'm paying 3 times more than I would pay there. So I was thinking of going up there and just getting a place to rent up there. But the only challenge is literally finding places that accept dogs. And obviously, I'm not going to get rid of Ellie. There's no way that's happening. And um, thank you, Louise. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's what I was thinking of doing some YouTube videos up there. But yeah, so that's the thing. That's what I set that channel up for. So I could. But as you saw from the video of Ellie on that channel, I've done a couple of videos of her now. Um, so yeah, but I'd imagine it'd be nicer. It seems, given that Wood Green has its issues, it's a bit too expensive for it to be on back in London now. And don't get me wrong, I'm a Londoner by birth, and London's in my blood. But I've always a soft spot for Blackpool, even with its challenges, with its. But it seems to be a case of there's more violence in London, and London is unreal how bad that is. It's just shocking how bad that. I mean, about a month ago or so, yeah, like I said, about some lad got shot dead, and it's a shame, really. And he got literally just shot dead within moments or minutes before I walked out the tube station. End up just seeing that really. So. Um, well, for example, that where I mean the first video, the video on my the blood um on the one that you seen that you said so you subscribe to but yeah, that park that she was in is literally about 200 yards from where I live, maybe 300 yards away from where I live. It's a nice park. It's reasonably sized. But yeah, I was thinking of doing some videos of London, and because I mean, I it's getting to the point now. It's so expensive. For a studio flat where I'm staying at the moment, I'm paying £980 a month, and that's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, and that's just for a studio flat. The place where you saw me in Blackpool, when you brought Ellie around, that was just over £366 a month. Massive difference. London is out of control. It doesn't care for its um uh yeah there is I think it seems to be um pumped into both the seafront, so that looks good, and it also seems to be pumped into the shopping area, such as the Hounds Hill shopping centre. Because I know the council bought that about a year and a half to maybe a few years back anyway, for £47.5 million. And I think part of me is thinking they could have spent that money on buying the derelict buildings and then literally um, renovating them, because there's a lot of derelict buildings, and that's where I think if they'd done that. I mean, I don't know which channels you watch for Black, but I watch a few of them. There's that things like A Walk on the Wild Side is a good. That's the, but I think possibly the most popular channel that's Blackpool based. It's got about 30,000 subscribers, and then you got PT Vlogs UK, which is like a family friendly version of this one, because I think it's a father and son sort of duo. Um, and then you got a few of the ones that I like is there's a new one that's come out. He's very funny. It's called "It's Not Your Boy Leroy," and it's very funny. The guy knows that guy called Chris Higgett, and they just have a bit of banter. It's very funny. Um, and then there's a few others. So yeah, but I was thinking of literally going up to there and just doing a few videos up there. Um, and then seeing how it works, because that's the thing. I mean, and then like doing some work up there, and then literally just being able to afford what I earn, I can then pay the rent easily, and then have a lot more left over, so I can take more lessons in harmonica and stuff like that. But yeah, but I think that's the plan I might have, is to move back up there, because the cost of living down here is just, in terms of rent, it's just ridiculous. It is just obscene how landlords think they can justify the costs of rent here. But I get the impression that's happening in places like Manchester, where you are, and places like that. I mean, the big cities, um, are just getting worse, because they seem to think it's a city. We can charge as much. I was so used to it being the norm down south in like places like London, parts of Surrey, parts of um, like places like Bristol and places like that. Those are all sort of like expensive places. But but I even when I used to live in Margate many about 20 years ago or so, I remember working in a pub when 9/11 happened, and I was paying really decent rents. But now I've seen what would have cost me about 400 quid a month, 350, 400 quid back in those days. is now that same flat would be about 700, £800. So the massive jump in rents there is ridiculous. But as soon as I get enough money for the deposit and a decent some landlord who accepts tenants with dogs, then yeah, I am seriously thinking of moving up there because I think really the work I'd get means that I can afford it, and also um, I know if I stay up there, I can always spend a weekend down here. Um, just watching Ellie sleep, she's literally just right there sleeping. Just bless her. Um, but yeah, it's um, so. What have you been up to, Louise? Have you been up to anything interesting lately? How's your dog as well? I I hope you're well. Um, but yeah, yeah. It's still saying one viewer and 23 likes, which is really random. But yeah, uh, but yeah. I don't know if you noticed on my Little Buddha TV channel, I put up a new header picture. I'm slowly working on making that, you know. Um, so yeah, it's um, and that's a picture by some artist. I forget his name, but it's I couldn't resist. But yeah, it's. See, my next door neighbour has done my garden for me, so I'm pleased. I was going to pay someone to do it. Happy days. Where I used to live, I'm currently in Wood Green, but where I used to live in Tottenham a few years back before I met what is now the ex-wife. Um, I used to live in Tottenham, and literally, the road I was on was Park Lane, which was where the south stand of the Tottenham football ground was, and this is before they renovated it. And I helped my neighbour, and he wasn't physically inactive. He just, I think, really, he was letting life go a little bit, and I, yeah, and his garden was massively overgrown, and it was like one of those things where I think he had, he was a very nice man. We got on very well, and I turned around and said, so I think while some organisation that helps that particular landlord works with some of the tenants, and they were there, and I said, "Look, do you want me to help you with your garden?" And he said, "You can do it if you want." And I had to persuade him, no, no, because he didn't have any disabilities or anything like that physically. I said, I'll help you do it," and it was a way of trying to get him to be a bit more active. But yeah, and we got it done, and you could see the difference in him being active, and he was just. I can understand if someone's not able to physically do it themselves, but he was able to physically do it. He was a nice man, and you could see the difference after he just had, and that the had, and I think the fact that his confidence grew a little bit because he had someone who wasn't sort of like pointing fingers at him, bugging him, and stuff like that. And as a result, you could see it, he came a little bit to life. So yeah, but it's a joy to see him to come that way, you know. So what did you have done on your garden? Was it just like a grass cutting, or did you have a new feature, or what did you have done? If you don't mind me asking, um, because I know the place we're living at the moment, Ellie we don't have a garden, but we got the like I said, we got the we got the um, park just what a couple of hundred yards ago. Yeah, bit of weeding then. Yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, that was a great thing about the garden. We had that place when I was in Blackpool. It was just a concrete. It didn't there wasn't much needing do it. doing to it, but it was occasionally need the odd weeding. But I mean, um, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I one of the things that made me leave that place was the landlord wasn't doing repairs, and on one occasion, I was several occasions where I had police officers coming knocking on my door in the garden to be let into the building because of the lady upstairs. And one of the last straws to that particular landlord was that she told me that he came into my flat and he let her come in and invite her in, and I thought that was a big no. It was a big red flag, and it was one of those things where I would, but yeah. So as a result, I ended up um, handing my notice. I thought got this place and come down here. So yeah, but it's one of those things where, but I'd love. I think if it wasn't for the fact that the rent was so high and there's a lot of, uh, I mean, I will do a few videos of London, but I think really, I don't know. It seems if you use a bit of sense of humour, they tend to love that sort of thing up there. So yeah, it's but yeah. So by the way, how's your dog? Is your dog doing well? I trying to encourage other people to. I am just trying to tweet out that I'm on live stream at the moment. So yeah, it's yeah, I just saw yeah. There's, bless. Um, but yeah, I was just trying to get. I just tweeted about it. I just put it on the Twitter. But yeah, I trying to encourage people to come because it's. I've been. But yeah, it's. It's one of those things where, fortunately, Ellie's fur doesn't tend to need. Um, Not in London. No, I think I might do occasionally, but but no, I think really because the sort of level that I'm at, my song levels are not. I was even when I was up there. I mean, my level of playing isn't that good, so I think I need to learn. I'm speaking to someone who plays a different type of harmonica that's different from mine in terms of like he's got chromatic, I've got just diatonic, and so the chromatic has the one with you hold it like that and you've got the button that you can make slide it along and it makes a different sound. Um, but yeah, it's one of those things where down here I think it's especially in certain parts of, especially if it's in central London, they're very particular about they can't be all top quality buses. And you're right, but I do. I mean, I'd love just for to be able to say that to be motivated. I'd love to be able to say that I can do better, and but I do know that I've got a very limited range. But there is a guy I'm talking to who's a member of the Harmonica UK organisation, and he's going to help me um, get some tunes together. There's another guy that I know who is actually based in Manchester, a guy called Matt Walklake. I'd love to get a few more lessons. I've had a couple of lessons of him. He's really good. So he taught a guy whose YouTube channel is now over 100,000 subscribers, a guy called Liam Ward. His channel's called Learn the Harmonica, which is where a lot of the songs I've learned are from his channel, like because they're very basic entry levels. But the guy called Matt Waltlake, his teacher is a guy, former, I think maybe former teacher now, is a guy called Matt Walkley. I've had a couple of lessons of him, and he's based in Manchester. So yeah, it's a part your neck of the woods. But yeah, so it's one of those things where I think I'd love to be able to move back up there and then like have Haley have a run on the beach in the morning, and things like that. Um, and do a few. Maybe if that other channel picks up, she'll make a few appearances. So yeah, so maybe it's one of the things. So yeah, it's but I've also got to try and one of the things I'm noticing that with this phone that I've got, oddly enough, there's Ellie on the phone screen or the phone. But with this phone I've got, it's one of those things where the memory. But I've been editing a few videos, even though after I've uploaded them, I've deleted them after I've uploaded. It's that something's wrong with the memory that as a result I need to maybe reboot the phone, and that way I can then do more videos. But it seems to run out of. That's why the last video I uploaded was because it's only about 20 odd seconds. That's because it was the last bit of memory I had, and so I'm having. I'd love to be able to get maybe the laptop I'm using is an organisation who loaned me it for a short period for the next 2 weeks because I'm doing a course. But yeah, they as part of the to do the course, it's all on Zoom um, because a lot of the people on the course are sporadically around London. There's a couple of guys. I think one guy said he was in Croydon, another one said he was in Hammersmith. So that's why. Well, I wouldn't do it in a classroom. They're doing it on Zoom, but because um, if I did it on my phone, a lot of the features that they send us on emails wouldn't work on this. But once I've done that course, I mean, it might increase the ability for other work. But yeah, but the thing about it is I'm using. But yeah, so it's one thing about. I'll see if I can take a picture already. It's leaving. About right. The memory's so full I can't even take a picture really. Um, but yeah, so do you see many buskers in? I'd imagine there is quite a few in Manchester, given as a quite a big city. Um, yeah, I'd imagine there's quite a few up there, isn't there? Um, Trust me, I don't normally use it. It's just yesterday was the first time I ever used it, and it was purely because of this course. But yeah, if it hadn't been for that, I would have never used it. I've used Skype for the lessons, but Zoom seems to be um, a new thing to me, and I'm not necessarily the world's most tech savvy anyway. I mean, as you see from the videos I upload, it's just they are just very. I mean, I do them through my phone when it's working properly, and then but the edit, I'd love to be able to sort of had the right sort of equipment, I'd be able to sort of do decent videos and then edit them in such a way that it's not based on the phone. It's based on a laptop doing the job, which you can do more with. But yeah, so that's what I'd love to do is just end up doing that. So yeah, but I know what you mean about being confident with the sort of like thing. I don't know. I thought you said Manchester City Football Club, but I realised it's a name. But I imagine there's a few buskers. Yeah. I actually went to Manchester once. When I was up in Blackpool. Uh, no, actually twice, maybe twice or three times. But yeah, there's an organisation I was up there to meet and have a few meetings, and it was something to do with work that I was doing at the time. And but yeah, so got to go in. I had to go into the city centre, and then they end up supplying some stuff that needed done for a well-known charity, and we helped them out. And they, so we gave our time to them for free and stuff like that because they were helping people. They were a charity, so. But yeah, it was one of those things where but I can understand it's it's like me. I mean, I'm in North London, and It's literally, it takes me about 15 or 20 minutes to walk down to the tube station. And if I wanted to get somewhere in the centre of town, say for example, Knightsbridge, where Harrods is, it would on the tube. There's the ice cream man. It would take about half hour to get on the once you're on the tube to get down to. Sorry, let me just close. Let me close that window. Yeah, sorry about that. That was the local ice cream man. Every time I come here around about this sort of time, for my mate, he that ice cream man does his rounds here. It must be a popular route for him because he always every time I'm here, he's always here. So yeah, it's but yeah, I can understand. It's like there are but like I was saying earlier, if I was good enough, one of the things I'd love to do is go around the country, and I did. I would love to be able to like go around the country and like find places like hotels that would stay affordable hotels that mean that I could stay overnight and then busk in the day and then just make my way around. But that would be interesting, just to be able to see the country. So yeah, but yeah, it is one of those things where Manchester has. I know there's more to Manchester than is it the city centre, and is it Salford where you got the BBC? I think it's Salford. I'm not sure. But yeah, I get the impression that they got the. But yeah, I get the impression is it Salford Quay or something like that. I'm not sure, but I know the BBC have got a lot of their staff up there now. So yeah, but yeah, but no, it's one of those things where I think, um, yeah, Media City, Salford Quay. Yeah, I thought it was in Salford. I But yeah, but I jokingly call BBC the Billy Bowl centre. But yeah, but yeah, it seems to be too. I think it's become too up its own backside of recent times. So therefore, I've stopped watching the BBC. Generally, it tends to be a bit too wokey dokey. It's it seems to think it doesn't seem to air any opinion other than that the extreme left, and it seems to think that if you don't believe what it believes, you're some sort of you know wrong wrong thinker, as they put it. It's almost like you can't have a different opinion. But yeah, and I think I've never paid the BBC license, but I think it's about 150 odd quid now, isn't it? I don't know. I think somewhere last I heard it, something like 150. Is it £159 or something? I don't know. But yeah. So, but yeah, but I know there's. But fortunately, I know there's. Manchester's so big. There's more to it than just the BBC and the big city centre where it's I'd imagine you're paying, if not close to, if not London prices for rent, you're paying pretty close to the London rents in the city centre at least. But yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's just seen I've been on for an hour and 20 odd minutes. But yeah, listen, I'm gonna make a move. I'm gonna log off now. Um, but yeah, just while Ellie got a bit lively, so I'm gonna give her a walk because she wants a walk. But I'll speak to you. I might do another live stream, but I'll send you messages as on Facebook. But I hope you have a lovely day, Louise. I think the other person's gone already. But yeah, listen, have a good day or good evening, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay. Just gonna go and give Ellie a much demanded walk. You take care. Bye.